Josh Green here for Tungsten Tales. Delighted to be joined by Keane Barry. It's been a while, Keane, since we spoke. And you're now a tour card holder, a professional darts player in the PDC. It's exciting times, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think the last time we were talking, I was playing in JDC, so it's a big step to the PDC. But yeah, like I'm really happy with having the card, and like it's a good position to be in.
Yeah, I mean, when you got that card, did you realise how this was going to turn out? It's obviously very different to any other first year for a player with coronavirus and everything that's going on. It's a different experience to what you might have had when you first turned pro.
Yeah, like with the whole coronavirus and testing and bubbles, it's different, but it's always well managed and well organized. So you feel comfortable as a player going to the events. You feel you're in a secure environment. So you know yourself when you're going there. It's 100% safe. But and even it is obviously different with like the normal before coronavirus. You know, go up and there be loads of guests and everything. Like it's a lot different kind of going to events, and it's just players and just managers. Like, but yeah, it is what it is for the minute. So it is, but hopefully in the future will change.
How important were the experiences you had previously of the Pro Tour and of course the Development Tour and Challenge Tour as well, when you first got your card and you're having to settle into a sort of a new way of life on the Pro Tour?
Yeah, like starting off on the Development Tour and on the Challenge Tour as well. Like it was a big experience for me. You know, even playing against some of the tour card holders on the Development Tour was a big kind of was a big step for me when I started off, and then I kind of gradually got more into it. I kind of felt more confident in my own game, and then last year I ended up winning my tour card on the Development Tour, and I played in the Winter Series, which was a really big help for me to kind of get over the first time nerves. And so like with we being in the last few events, it didn't really mean anything for me. Like I wasn't defending any money. It was just kind of go there, kind of suss it out and see what it's all about. Like, so, and then I felt a lot more comfortable going into the start of the year this year, knowing that it wasn't my first event playing PDC and on the Pro Tour. So it made the kind of first few events a little bit easier for me.
Do you have to pinch yourself sometimes, just being as young as you are, 19, and competing with the best players in the world at such a young age? There's very, very few people that get the chance and have the ability to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's a bit mad. Like I've always wanted to be a professional dart player, but when it actually happens, you kind of just have to stand back and think, Jesus, this is actually happening. So just trying to make the most of it. You know what I mean? So I'm kind of I don't want to just kind of be on the tour to just be on the tour. I want to be on the tour to win. I want to be on the tour to succeed and do well. So that would be the main aim, really.
Mm. And talking about succeeding and doing what you want, I mean, did you set yourself goals before you started the year? Were there any particular goals you had in mind for the Pro Tour and other tournaments as well?
Yeah, like starting off, I know it's a really kind of tough atmosphere. It's there's no easy games on the Pro Tour, no matter who you play. Like there's no easy games. So kind of going into it, you kind of my kind of goals are to this year just kind of suss it out, try and qualify for as much as I can. There's a few European Tour qualifiers coming up. Hopefully, I qualify for them. Mainly just to kind of be comfortable in my own game and to play well on the tour and kind of gradually just kind of move up. So it's at the minute I think my game, I'm playing pretty well, like, so I am. So just obviously with what happened there last week, it's a bit kind of different now. It's a bit more difficult toward the end of the year, but for now it's just my aim is just take each event at a time and just kind of try to pick up as much as I can and try to play as well as I can.
And just going on to last week, obviously Nathanspinall tested positive, and it meant you had to pull out of the remaining Pro Tour events. Just talk us through how you found out that news and sort of how that impacted and what you had to do from there on for the following week, 10 days.
Yeah, like the evening was normal enough. Kind of just went to bed. Kind of make sure I was in bed early. Kind of be ready for the next morning. And my alarm just went off, and then a couple of minutes later, I got a phone call. And I seen the phone call coming up on the phone, and I was thinking, I knew this wasn't a good thing. Even before I answered the phone, and getting a phone call like this isn't the best. But yeah, like when I was told, I didn't really believe it at first. Like when I was thinking like this can't be happening. Like, but I just think it's just unfortunate to be in playing against Nathan at that time. Like it's always very unfortunate for Nathan as well. You know what I mean? Like it's one of them things you don't want to see in darts. Like you don't want anyone to pull out of any events, especially testing positive for COVID. We know how kind of bad it can be for people. So, but yeah, I was just kind of shocked for a little while, to be honest. I just couldn't believe what was happening to me.
And you say decided to stay in England due to the sort of the testing regulations over in Ireland, and I assume are you back home now, or are you staying there until the next Pro Tours next week?
Yeah, like I had to isolate in the UK, so it was far easier to stay here than go home because they literally just brought new rules. I mean, just like so, I'll be only out of quarantine in Ireland, and we had to travel here and say it was in 2 days' time, so it wouldn't have really made any sense to go home. So I stayed in the UK, isolated here, and yeah, I'm continuing to stay here until until the end of the next Pro Tour.
Is that one positive for you? I mean, the fact that there's big Pro Tours coming up next week, and you haven't got to wait long until the next professional darts, and I'm sure you'll be as focused as ever on the job in hand and hoping to pick up some money that you didn't get the chance to last week before even.
Yeah, for sure. Like it kind of gives you more hunger to practice, more hunger because my game was in a pretty good place. I know I was playing well, so it gives me more hunger to practice more, kind of put more effort in, and kind of hopefully just actually pick up what I hopefully wanted to pick up in the last ones. Hopefully just make up for it, but it be like not having to travel home, kind of with the hassle of getting tests, getting everything done. Like it's more comfortable being here, more comfortable kind of just relaxing and being a comfort here, practicing and knowing I don't have to get another test to fly over. So, but like I know obviously a lot more players have it more hard than I do. But like it's just being in England at the moment with all that's going on is probably the best thing. While there's competitions close to each other.
Yeah, and there was news last week, I think it was, of the fact that the World Grand Prix may be going away from Dublin. Leicester was a sort of a touted venue for that. I'm sure you've played up on that stage in the Irish Match Play final, which of course you won against Liam Gallagher. Would it have been a dream, and is it still a dream to play up on that stage in a World Grand Prix or possibly even another tournament?
Yeah, like it's a bit of a shame if it does leave Dublin, like because it's kind of one event that all the Irish people kind of look forward to in darts because there's not really much in Ireland, just this event really, like for the PDC. So it would be a bit of a shame, but I think with what's going on, it's with COVID, it's again COVID kind of it's hard for everything really. Like it kind of puts a stop to a lot of things, but yeah, like playing in the Tom Kirby final up on stage, like having everyone kind of sing my name, having I don't know how many, but I feel like there was a lot of Irish fans there. Like there was, but it's a serious atmosphere which I would love to experience again, and hopefully I do get the chance sometime to experience that again because it was kind of one in a million really.
Yeah, and you have experienced that atmosphere at the Alexandra Palace before, of course. Been there a couple of times now, and it's the biggest stage in World Darts where everybody wants to be. I assume that's a big goal for yourself going into the end of the year to qualify for the World once again.
Yeah, definitely. That's one thing that's one thing my aim is kind of set on, to just kind of put in as much effort as I can, pick up as much as I can to qualify for the World Championship. Because the first time I played against Vincent was kind of, it was a tough game, of course. Like when you're playing against Vincent, like it's always going to be a tough game. But I think I held myself well. And then last year against Jeff, like again, it was another really tough game. I was kind of, I think if it went 2-2, it would have been a different. But it's just one of them things you kind of live and learn from. Take all the experience on board, and hopefully this year will be third time lucky.
We're all hoping so. We're all hoping so, Keane. Well, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it, and best of luck in the Pro Tours next week.
Cheers, Josh. Thank you.